Hello guys, in this video we will see how we can actually create dimensions of our data. If in the previous videos you may have seen that we actually create atomic vectors in which data is basically stored in a single dimension. If you see data, for example, if you have watched the previous videos, you may know that we actually store data in our atomic vectors dice, and that data was stored in a single dimension. As you can see right now, the data is being stored in a single dimension rather than in a multiple dimension. So how we can actually create multiple dimensions of our data? For example, how can we store data in a matrix like data format, or in some cases when we do data analysis in bioinformatics, data such as multiple dimension data is preferred over single dimensional data, because multiple dimension data allows for data analysis to be thoroughly processed easily rather than in a single dimension, as you can see on the right side in our global environment. So basically, once you have the data should be stored in an atomic vector beforehand, so that it can be created into multiple dimensions. So to get started with our multiple dimensions, all you have to do is basically call in the dim function that is by default available on our language. So let me just show you before how actually data is portrayed, or data is basically what sort of data is multiple dimension data. As you can see on our Excel sheet right now, there are columns A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows. When data is stored in such a way, that data is known as multiple dimension data. This is just a representation. This does not actually mean that data is being stored in a multiple dimension in Excel file. This is just to present you a scenario that, for example, A, B, C columns have three values, individual values in two rows, 1, 2, 1 and 2 row. Number one row contains 3, 2, C, and 3, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3 in the second row. These values are in 2 by 3 because row come first and the column is second. So there were two rows and three columns. So it is a 2 by 3 dimension of the data.